Today, we're diving into a really cool story of transformation. It's all about how one organization went from, well, chaos to creation and built a full-blown innovation factory from the ground up. This is the story of the SNS innovation ecosystem. So let's just start with the huge question they were facing. Seriously, how do you build an innovation factory completely from scratch? How do you take an institution that's already established and turn it into this powerhouse for new ideas? That was the exact puzzle in front of SNS institutions. You know, every great transformation story starts with a really tough problem. So let's dig into the challenge they were really up against. So inside the institution, things were tense. There was a lot of friction and frustration. The traditional ways of doing things, the standard academic models, they just weren't cutting it anymore. They weren't getting the innovative results they needed to really move forward. So they knew they needed a major shift in thinking. On one side, you have the old way, right? Rigid processes, kind of predictable, which led to pretty limited results. But on the other side, they brought in a totally new philosophy, a process that was creative and human-centered, but also, and this is key, deeply logical. This was their big turning point. And that new philosophy? It's called design thinking. Now, what's so important to get here is that this wasn't just about, being creative. It was about putting a logical process in place for innovation, a system that was focused on people and finding solutions. This idea became the bedrock for literally everything else they did. Okay, so having a new philosophy is great, but a philosophy isn't a plan, right? They needed a real blueprint. So let's look at how they took this idea and built a structured framework to guarantee success. They kicked things off with culture by creating what they call the 3P culture. First up, purpose, having a crystal clear why behind every single thing they do. Second, process, making that structured, design thinking approach just part of their DNA. And third, people, giving everyone the right mindset to actually innovate. You can totally see how these three things just lock in and support each other. And building on top of that culture, they came up with this competency circle for students. It's built on 3 more pillars. Attitude, which is all about encouraging curiosity and accountability. Then there's logic, developing that structured analytical way of thinking. And finally, technical skills, making sure students have that core subject expertise. See, it's about building a whole innovator, not just someone who's good at one thing. And these 5 pillars, this is where it all comes together. This shows you the entire student journey. I mean, yeah, it starts with design thinking in the classroom, but look how quickly it grows. It's about building real-life skills, solving actual problems for industry, and even giving back to the community. It's a model that goes so far beyond your typical school experience. So that's the blueprint. But theory is one thing, and practice is another, right? How does all this actually work day to day? This next part shows us exactly how they bring that whole plan to life. 15. Okay, just the number 15. So what in the world is that all about? That's how many specialized industry clubs they created. And listen, these aren't just for hanging out. They are actual bridges that connect students directly with real-world challenges and professional opportunities. And they are absolutely on the cutting edge. I mean, look at how they're weaving generative AI into everything. We're talking agent-tick AI boot camps, AI-driven assignments. They're enriching the entire curriculum with the latest AI tools. They are getting students ready for the future of work, like right now. And this is so critical. It's not just theoretical learning. The whole point is to produce certified talent. Students can walk out of there with industry-recognized qualifications in things like math for AI, or business software like SAP, or cloud platforms like Azure and AWS. I mean, these are the real-world credentials that employers are dying to see. So all of this, everything we've talked about, it's all building up to their biggest, most ambitious project yet, a mission that pretty much defines their entire innovation culture. 1,000, wow. Yep, that's a massive 10-year mission to launch 1,000 AI startups from right inside the institution. And the purpose couldn't be clearer, to solve real-world industrial problems. This is the ultimate test of everything we've just seen. And you might be wondering, how on earth do you even do that? Well, they built the whole pipeline to make it happen. It's a clear step-by-step path for student entrepreneurs. It starts in real places, innovation hubs and incubators. It's fueled by that design thinking process. It's backed by mentors from the industry, and it all gets fast-tracked through events like hackathons and pitch competitions. They've literally built a system to take an idea all the way to a launched company. Okay, so where does all this go from here? Let's zoom out a little and look at the vision and the values that are really driving this whole engine forward. Honestly, their vision statement kind of says it all. It's about building a supportive ecosystem. The big keywords here are innovation, practical learning, and launching new ventures. But check out that last bit, with a social impact lens. This tells you it's not just about making money, it's about making a real difference. So, when you boil it all down, these are the 4 core principles that act as their compass for the future. A growth mindset, so they never stop learning. Design thinking, to solve problems effectively. AI integration, to stay on the absolute cutting edge. And that focus on social impact, to make sure their work truly matters. Which leaves us with this one final, really powerful idea. This whole system we've just walked through, it's built around this question. What if the whole point of education wasn't just to get students ready to find a job, but to empower them to create one? Or maybe create a whole bunch of them? That's the incredible potential you unlock when you build an innovation ecosystem from the ground up.